What if gravity turned off for 5 seconds? Imagine this. You're sitting at your desk, sipping coffee, scrolling through your phone, when suddenly, your mug begins to float. Your phone slips out of your hand and drifts up like a lazy balloon. And before your brain even finishes saying, "Wait, what?" everything starts rising, including you. For 5 seconds, gravity, the invisible glue that keeps our world together, just stops working. Let's see what happens in those 5 seconds, and what happens right after. At first, it would be oddly peaceful. Papers flutter upward, chairs drift off the ground, and people start to lift into the air like helium balloons. But then you realize, gravity isn't just keeping you on the floor, it's holding everything else down too. Cars, oceans, air, buildings, and even the atmosphere itself. In the first second, the air starts to move. Without gravity pulling it toward Earth, the entire atmosphere begins expanding into space. You wouldn't notice it instantly, but the air pressure would start to drop. Birds mid-flight would suddenly have no lift, because lift depends on gravity too. They'd just start floating helplessly, wings flapping in silence. By the second, chaos begins. Cars slide off roads, trees start pulling out of the ground, lakes and rivers stretch upward like enormous liquid ribbons. The ocean's surface bulges and rises, forming a massive blue dome that starts to drift upward. Fish are probably very confused at this point. By the third second, you and everyone else are several meters off the ground. The Earth itself is slowly losing its tight hold on everything. People inside airplanes or elevators. They'd experience total weightlessness, and astronauts on the International Space Station would be laughing, because for once, Earth looks as weightless as they are. By the fourth second, the real danger begins. Buildings aren't made to float. Many structures rely on their own weight to stay stable. Bridges twist, cables snap, shelves and ceilings tear loose. Millions of tons of rock and dirt begin to lift away from the crust. Even the molten core beneath Earth's surface starts to expand, because gravity is what keeps it compressed. And then, in the fifth second, it all ends. Gravity suddenly turns back on. Everything that floated, people, cars, ocean water, and a terrifying number of random objects, comes crashing back down. The result is global disaster. Most people wouldn't survive the fall, and the impact of the oceans slamming back into the basins would trigger mega tsunamis miles high. Ironically, 5 seconds without gravity would cause years, maybe centuries, of destruction. The atmosphere, now unstable, would take a long time to settle. Satellites knocked off their orbits would start falling from space. Earth would be scarred by the rain of debris and the floods that follow. And yet, for those few weightless moments, it might have felt magical. For a brief instant, humanity would have known what it's like to truly fly. Not with engines or wings, but with nothing holding you down at all. Then gravity would remind us just how much we need it. Not just to stay grounded, but to survive.